Hi guys, this is Josh from Pomeroy Creative. I wanted to create a follow-up video because I've gotten a lot of questions about my vector masks tutorial where I cut out a coin. So I just want to kind of do it again, maybe go through it a little bit slower and just see if we have any problems and troubleshoot those if we do. I'm going to use a different coin this time. I've got it open here in my web browser. I'm just going to copy the image to my clipboard, paste it here into iDraw. Now obviously it's way too big, so I'm going to scale it down, fit it on my canvas here. Okay, and so in the video I showed you can use the ellipse tool. We can just drag out a circle. I'm going to hold shift to constrain the proportion so I get a perfect circle. And I'm going to change the color here so I can see this better, and also lower the opacity so I can see what's behind it. And then I want to line this up just right where the edge of this coin is, and I can do that by holding Alt and Shift as I drag out. And you see we're going to have to adjust this because the coin is not centered in the image. And so I want to leave just a little bit of photo beyond my cutout so that I don't actually get any white. Okay, so right about where that dark edge is, and we can nudge this up just a tad here at the bottom. See if it goes over here, and it does, so we'll bring that back down, holding Shift and Alt. Okay, and so the sides aren't perfect, but this is, you know, a photo of a coin, so it's not going to be geometrically exact. That's about as close as I can get. So I'm just going to highlight both of those, then go over to my my path tool window here, and what I want is to intersect these. Now make sure you choose intersect. You see how the two squares are like with dotted lines, and what's overlapping is left. It's the opposite of exclude. If we did exclude, the coin is gone. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. We want to cut this out of the white background that it's on. So let's do intersect. Now it might not look like anything's happened, but if we change the background color now, we have no background. But if I double click in this, I can see that image has been cut out, and it's using a vector mask to do that. Alright, so that is how we get our vector mask, and this will also work with more complex shapes. So I'm just going to Alt drag this coin. Let's move these both down. Alright, I'm going to zoom in on this eagle. I'm going to use the pen tool. Zoom in quite a bit here. Okay, and this might not be perfect, but I just want to show you. I'm just going to quickly outline part of this eagle here. And again, you see that it's automatically filling in the shape. Well, we can just take down our opacity, maybe change the color so that we can see what we're doing and see the shape that we're creating. So I'm just using the pen tool, and if you click and drag, you create nice curves. And if you hold the Option key, you can redirect the direction of the next point. And I'll do that in just a second when I get down to these points here. So I want this curve, but I don't want it to round out. I'd like that to be a sharp point, so I can use Alt and redirect the position of the direction of the next node. Okay. Pen tool just takes some practice getting used to, and the main keys I use when doing stuff like this is just the Option key. Click and drag to create curves, click to create straight lines, click and drag to create curves, use Alt to redirect the path direction or the next point direction. So I'm just going not worry about this, this branch that he's holding. And just kind of go around the talons here, the knuckles. Again, I'm kind of leaving some of that shadow from the embossment of this eagle. I'm using that kind of as my line for what to trace around. And I'm leaving some of it out just so I don't get edges around that black line that I don't want. Almost there. Again, this is not meant to be perfect, but just to show that you can cut these types of photos out with vector shapes using the intersect option. Okay, so now we've got our eagle shape. And often when I do stuff like this, I may just option drag that shape over here again because that's actually a nice silhouette and I can use that later on. So now with this and the coin selected, okay, we can see that in the layers panel highlighted in blue. Go back to our path tools, intersect. There we go. And the nice thing now is if we use our direct selection tool, we can go in here and adjust any of these. And if we double click, you can see that it's still taking from this photo. It's referencing that image, and the whole thing is still there. We're just masking it with a vector shape. So I hope that helps answer all the questions I've had about this technique. It's not the only way to do it, obviously, but if you have iDraw, I think this is a great little method of sort of extracting pieces of images or extracting subjects from their backgrounds and doing it with editable vector shapes, using those as masks. Now, you don't see the masks show up here over in the layers panel like you would in like Photoshop or in Illustrator, but just by double clicking you can see the photo. And I do want to just say, if you move this around, obviously that's going to throw everything off. So with a quick undo, we can get back to that. Leave me any more questions. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, and I'll see you in the next video.